So welcome everybody to TA Talk. Please let me know that you can hear me correctly right here to my left and everything's functioning correctly. And at this point, let's move on into the one and only Mr. Army Piper. What's up, Army Piper? Great to have you back. We've been missing you again. It's such a pleasure to have you here around. So let us know how is it going?
It's going good, man. I have been, took a little hiatus, taking care of my dad and stuff. And now, as you guys heard me talking about earlier, looks like we're starting to get to a point where things are moving on their own. This ain't smoke. This is bait, man. No tobacco, no combustible tobaccos. But got my daily show running again, Monday through Friday on Piper Academy. You can look it up on YouTube and you'll find Piper Academy. Matter of fact, I can actually show you that myself. 1 second. Because I got my little screen share going here. So just give me 1 second. I will install it. It's good. It's good. Let me move my screen over here and go to YouTube. I will show you guys the new channel. And if you're not subscribed, you should go over there and do it. Because every day I'm talking about news and markets and trades and investment setups and technical analysis. So, just did another live stream this morning, my second one. So this is going to be the thing here, right there. Bam. There we go. There you go, guys. That's Piper Academy at Piper Academy. And I'm live there every day. 2 new videos down there at the bottom. And I'll go ahead and drop a link here in the chat for you guys so that you can jump in there. Oh, look, Ben Redden already got me. Ben Redden, you're the man, dude. I love you. Yeah, so that's it right there. Piper Academy. You guys can go check me out every morning. It's at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am giving you guys the alpha because knowledge is profit. That is my motto. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been up to. So
Perfect. Also, you count me as a subscriber already. In fact, I was watching your show yesterday, and I was really curious about something that you were mentioning. You were talking about the ETF on Bitcoin, right? And you were saying, I believe that, who was it there also saying that? What is it? The ETF that was going to be the winning one was going to be Michael Saylor, isn't it? You were mentioning?
No, it's BlackRock. I think is the one that's going to get it first.
Yeah,
Little Fish, appreciate it, brother. I think BlackRock's going to get it first. But what I was talking about yesterday on the ETFs was the futures ETF for Ethereum that was just approved. And I don't think that that's going to be that big of a deal. I think that it's actually going to be painful for the markets for another futures that people can short on as opposed to spot. Because remember, the big difference between a futures ETF and a spot ETF is that when you have a spot ETF, people are buying the actual token, spot price. Which is volume in the market, where futures is not actually buying the token, it's buying the sentiment of it, if you will. So, yeah, I don't think that it's going to be that big of a deal for another future. So, Reggie Classics, welcome, bro. Welcome. Good to see you here. The new channel is called Piper Academy, and it's right up there. Ben Redden just dropped it here in the chat. So, I'm live every morning. You guys need to go check it out.
Absolutely. So, I think that Bitcoin gave us a little surprise a couple of days ago, and then as expected, you and I both were hoping or actually expecting a pullback, not really out of the blue, and it was also moving back down as soon as it just hit the targets. So, I really want to bring up the ETF topic because, October has started a little bit big and basically worth it, right? But it's still within a trap because what we saw yesterday, as we were talking about in the live classes, by the way, if you're not subscribed for the premium subscription, go take a look at what we have to offer because we offer a 1-hour class every day where we take a look at all the assets, markets, and we set entries and exits as well as strategies. So we were hoping for a bull trap, or basically we were waiting for a bull trap where we were looking for entries for shorts also. I do remember Reggie Classics was there giving a couple of targets that he had on his own, and basically starting good October. But in a couple of months, the ETF of Bitcoin will be again another relevant topic.
Yep, it will be for sure. I actually have, let's go ahead and jump into some TA here because I've got some stuff to run through.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got my screen shared, so let's get it. All right, so there we go. So guys, this is what I've been watching here on, I'm looking at a 4-hour chart right now on Bitcoin. We did get a strong buy indicator that popped on Chart Prime here on our Pro Suite oscillator, or our Pro Suite indicators, We had a strong indicator, did pop up and come back down just a little bit, and I believe if I turn this on, we'll see something here. I got to see what I got turned on here. Big order blocks, yep, that's good. Predictive ranges, there we go. So we did have a little movement here on the predictive ranges. We bounced perfectly on the delta line. For those that don't know, if you're not used to it, let me turn off the fibs here and isolate this chart over so that you guys can see what I'm going to point out here by fibs. If you look right here, you can see this blue line right in the middle of the predictive ranges. This is your delta line. I use it a lot because inside of the golden channel there, the golden pocket of our predictive ranges, and to turn those on, it's in the Dynamics Pro. You just go right down here, enable predictive ranges. I have mine set to the 12-hour chart, and you can see that that's what we've been respecting almost at the bottoms of these wicks, almost at the top of this wick, but definitely touched it here, gave us a nice little bounce up, and then we rejected there on it. So there's what we had for the ranges, and we did get a retest right there for entry after we hit that buy indicator. That strong buy came back for retest because that's what we do. We wait for retest. A lot of words there running together. Up it came, and then it bounced off of that top of that golden channel of the predictive ranges, and back down it came. If we take a look at my fib levels that I have here, and I'm going to show you where those are actually coming from. Fibs, range fibs, there we go. That is going to be going from the bottom over here that occurred on 15 June right there, and up to the top on this wick here. We did have a strong buy indicator way back when that popped right there. We did have a strong sell, but then it said that was the max profit. It didn't go down very far, hitting that levels down there for support, and then up it came. And then again at the top here, we did have a max profit, again, indicator off of that strong buy. That would be the top of these fib channels. And if you look at what's happened here, we have gone up and we hit perfectly on the 4-hour. We wicked above it a little bit, but you see that the candles pulled back down below the 50% mark on these fibs. Let me go ahead and do one thing here so you guys can see these fib levels a little better. I'm going to make these a little bit bigger for you. Let's go 16. There we go. We did hit that 50% mark there, and we did get a rejection off of it. I started telling people that on the show, that if we could not hold here yesterday morning when we were above it during the live stream, I said if we can't hold above this 50% mark and retested that support, then we are probably coming back down to the golden pocket. And lo and behold, that is exactly what we've done. Came back down, hit the 0.65 at 27,239, and then bounced back up, rejecting at the 618, finally pushing up through. And right now we are sitting just above the 618. My next level for this, if we can hold outside of the golden pocket, again, on the next 4-hour retest, I would be looking for us to return up to 28.3 at the 50%. If we cannot do that on the bearish side and we reject back down into the golden pocket, watch for confluence of the dynamic reactor, the trend assistant, giving us support here somewhere in the range of about $27,000. Nice psychological round number there also for support ranges. So what if we throw back on here? What do we have there again? If we do break that, guys, there is a chance we could come back to the delta to retest this for a double bottom. So overall, though, I am pretty bearish on the markets as a whole. The economy stuff is playing a major factor in risk off. Something that I want to show, regardless of what you're seeing here on the charts, guys. On the daily, we do have peak seeker, reversal trend, and the momentum dot pulling back into the cloud. And the RSI prime, I set this on Heikin-Ashi candles. If you guys don't know how to do this, this is one of the free indicators from Chart Prime, and we do have Heikin-Ashi here. I like to watch these Heikin-Ashis on the higher time frames because, as you can see, right here, we hit the 70% on the Heikin-Ashi. That was also confluence with the Market Prime Pro Oscillator, and then Chart Prime Pro Oscillator, and then back down, leading to this pullback here. And right now, if you look at the chart patterns on the daily, guys, We are printing off right here on a inverse head and shoulders. I would be watching for it to come back and retest on that for a bounce. But I, again, am feeling very bearish regardless of what we're seeing on the charts, because if I go down here and I pull up something, I will show you what it is. Actually, I'll just click over here. Bam, there you go. Guys, this is the 10-year yield on treasury bonds, and it is absolutely rocketing up. This does not mean people are buying treasury bonds. This means people are selling the 10-year treasury bond. They're getting rid of it. So when people sell these, that's when price goes up on treasury bond, when people are selling them, because that means that the government has to offer higher yield rates on the 10-year so that you can get so that they can entice people to want to buy them and put money into the federal government. The last time we were at this range was in August of 2007, guys. So if we look at where it was at coming into that, it would be around 2003 that we pumped up to this level. We have not been at this level in a long time. And I wanted to show you guys what this means, what the so what is here. Because if we come over here and we go into my Chat GPT, because I have Chat GPT 4 and I get a lot of questions answered off of it. And one of the questions that I asked recently was, where is my messages? 1 second. Chat GPT 4, there's my dashboard. And I said, hey, what does it mean when the 10-year yield goes up? That's what I asked. And it said when the 10-year yield goes up, it means investors are demanding higher interest rates to buy long-term U.S. government bonds, meaning the sentiment for how the U.S. economy is looking on the 10-year level. No one wants to touch this, and so they have to make these rates very high to get people to put money into the federal government here in the U.S. This is often due to expectations of increased inflation, which means that they think that inflation is not going to be coming down, or stronger economic growth. Don't think that's the case here at all. Or tighter monetary policy from the Federal Reserve, which we are seeing quantitative tightening going on. It could also impact borrowing costs for consumers and businesses, and leads to higher interest rates on loans and mortgages, which we're already seeing. Rising yields can sometimes lead to declines in stock markets, as higher interest rates can decrease the present value of future cash flows, making stocks less attractive. Guys, what this means in a nutshell, this higher interest rate here is making people very risk off, which means that there's likely to be some downside coming to the markets. So when I take a look at Bitcoin and I see the bearish stuff, I feel that there's more validity to the bearish indicators than the bullish indicators right now. And I do expect that we are going to see some more downside. Something to point out here, for those that have not seen it, this is a Gaussian channel. It's an indicator that you can add on, but I have this sitting on a weekly Bitcoin chart. We did turn green, and I've showed you guys this before. If you watch previous TA talks, that we've turned green, which is good. I mean, that means that we're back into a cycle run, but don't get it full, guys. We can come back down. Back in 2016, we didn't break into the channel. You see that it was red, and then we went into green. But in 2019, I should say, we did pull back in. Now, even if you take out the Corona dump that we had here, we were still pulling back in and holding on the median line right there, back here on these charts back in 2019. If we take a look at where we are now to put this into current perspective, you can see that we did pump above it. Once it was green here, we got a nice green Gaussian going on back on the week of July 31st, but we did pull back in, and I'm watching for this level right here at about 24,775, 24,800 to be the median support line. Guys, we were never in an economic downturn when we had the Gaussian channel and bounced on the median line. So I suspect that we are likely going to come back down to the 21,000 level at the bottom of this Gaussian channel. And you can see that we did get a perfect rejection right there this week on the top of the Gaussian channel, showing that it is holding us inside the channel, potentially for more downside. So that's what I am watching there. I do think we're going to see, I do think we're going to break 20K. I really do. And this is where we look to short the markets, right? One thing that I can show you on that here is, let me go to my halving chart, and we'll take a look at why I think we're going to probably see that sub 20. So this is a Fibonacci channel, and it's very well placed on Bitcoin on Bitstamp, going all the way back to the history of Bitcoin. You can see that each cycle, when we were in bullish markets for the economy, we bounced on the golden pocket each one of our crypto winter cycles. Now that we have come into this cycle of the crypto winter and we do have a bearish economy going on, we actually got stuck inside of the golden pocket there for about 2 months time, and it broke down, perfect retest on that 0.65 there of the golden pocket, and then we came down, hitting our all-time low right there at about 15,750. If we break this 786, this is my platinum pocket, the 0.786 to 0.887, I do think that we're going to, if we do break that and we break this long-term support line of 25 to 12, we had a support there on it. It was resistance there. We had support there on it. And it goes back here with another support line. If we break this level here of support and it turns into resistance, I suspect that we're going to come down into the platinum pocket for our playground, and that would be coming in right around the point of control on the fixed range volume profiles, hopefully holding above the 887, which would put us back down around $17,000, possibly creating a double bottom on Bitcoin. Historically, why does this matter? Because if we go back and we look at previous cycles, guys, look, bottom almost in line with it. Go back to the market time before that. We had a bottom wick. We almost came down to it again. We typically come in within range of a double bottom each of the crypto cycles. If we were to do that on this cycle here, let me get back to it again, and we were to come back down to that point of control, we would be doing a repeat cycle of Bitcoin's famous double bottom right before the halving, which is coming in right now at about 22 April of 2024. So that's one thing that I am watching there on Bitcoin and why I'm still bearish on it. However, I will say that if this head and shoulders pattern plays out right here, guys, we are looking at a ranged measured target on this of about 28,750. So I'm not saying that this is going straight down from here, but I do think that anything that we get that comes up is a liquidity grab on previous ranges and then back down to the downside. With the economy going on the way it's going, nobody in the smart money world is playing that game right now, especially when they can be sitting in a 3-month CD on treasury bonds and pulling in 5.3% with zero risk. So that's what I got there on my charts, and let's bounce it back over and let's check out the chat there. OC.
Absolutely. So let's go over to the chat so we can basically have a little bit of a discussion on that, because we were talking about, in fact, we had a long-term analysis, which magician here, TXBT, was also sharing with us. He was expecting for a couple of months ago to put that we had a head and shoulders, and I was discussing or debating with him that we could also be having or happening with a double top. It ended up being, at least till now, a double top, and we're retesting the bottom of that, or that neckline of that double top. And basically, I just share also a picture in there that, as you can see, we basically nailed the 28,600, and those are the liquidity pools for the 10x leverage. So as you can see, most of the next liquidity pools, or where are all of the open positions that they could be liquidated, they are basically at the 20K zone. So if we start hitting one of those sections, which we could, very much could, reach that zone, because actually it's not that far from the actual range that we are in currently. If we can tap within that section, we could be facing because I mean, those are, we're going to be selling some Bitcoin when we start touching those sections. So we could be getting into a cascade effect, right? So basically sell off, because we're going to be closing the shorts, or basically the shorts will be being liquidated, which means they're going to be selling their position. So I do believe that. And also, I mean, I really want to bring something up that we were talking about yesterday, which is that Bitcoin, I believe, still follows the traditional markets, right? And based on those traditional markets, let me just change my charts here so I can show you guys what I'm looking at. Those traditional markets, and I'm looking at S&P 500 at this point, usually moves with it, but better than that, it accelerates or accentuates the movements that we have in there. So let's jump right into my charts and let's take a look at that. So as you can see here, we see that that same double top effect that we had on Bitcoin, a breakthrough that neckline. And if I start turning on a couple of my drawings, we could pretty much see that neckline being broken, being retest perfectly, and off we go. But if we start turning on a couple of indicators, let's take a look at that. We just had a sell or strong section. And as you mentioned, it is not about the signal. Where we enter always on the retest. And look at that beautiful retest that we had on S&P 500 or S&P, SPX, right? As you can see, and this is the daily chart. So we're basically heading for a short. We're looking at our prime score. We are totally bearish. Our consolidation score, it's bearish. We are below we are below the zero line on the oscillator, and we are pretty bearish on our prime RSI. But most importantly, and this is where I think things could be a little bit worrying, is when we start turning on our pattern detection system, and we'll see, let me zoom out a little bit, that look at where's our next big volume or order block. It's all the way down here. And worse yet, we had a broadening wedge at this point. I mean, of course that we have another trend line that we could be drawing in case we found resistance. But resistance at this point is not that obvious. Let's take a look at our multi-time support resistance. There's only one option that was bouncing up here, and now we're flipping back down, usually indicating a farther dip. So as you can see, the confluence zone, it's lying within the 4,000 areas. So basically, I do believe that, yep.
Go ahead. You believe what?
Yeah, I do believe that S&P 500 will be dragging Bitcoin with it, and we're going to have a down chain reaction.
Absolutely. So Easy.W 11 was asking a question here about how I did my fibs. If you want to pull back up my chart, I'll show them how to use this, because this is what I do, Piper Academy, right? Yeah, come over here, and I'm going to isolate this chart here, and I'll show you what I did here with this. So I'm using Bitstamp because it has the longest running history for Bitcoin. And all it is you go over here to your fibs, and it's going to be a fib channel. And let me find it here. Right there, fib channel. And all I did on that was place it on the points. So the points that I have on this, I ran it from top to top and then down to the bottom. So when I do this, it goes like this, and then back down to the bottom. And that's how you run the fib channels. So there you go. That's all it is. So fib channels, they work nicely, and they get respected quite well. You can see that the first top that we had back in the last bull run hit perfectly there on the 236, and then obviously the golden pocket holding for the bottom this time. Now our resistance, and we are now getting ready to run into the platinum pocket band at 786. So there you go. I just wanted to show that real fast because he was asking how I did diagonal Fibonacci's, and now you know. The more you know, the more knowledge you have, and knowledge is profit. So there you go.
Absolutely. Let me just jump right into my charts very quick, because I just want to wrap it up with my analysis on Bitcoin, since we are comparing, or I was comparing SPX. And let me just pull back here. Deep Magician saying NASDAQ already did a blow off top. Dow Jones entered for a clear bear market. So we start seeing everything just flipping, right? And it's just part of what we're experiencing. I mean, October will be a green month? Will be a bearish month? I think we'll be somewhere in between, slightly green, not that big of a green, but we could be having those pullbacks very sharply. So let's go over my long-term scenario on Bitcoin, right? And as you can see, this was from 3 weeks ago, basically almost a month, that we are looking at this channel that we have in here. Remember that we can also be adding channels on the Chart Prime tool. So you just go to your indicators, do Chart Prime, one single word. Sorry, do not mean spell it. Chart Prime, here we go. And then you can start looking for something like the Smart Money Range. I do advise you to take a look at that one. It's a huge and amazing tool that lets you out insights on the range, right? So as you can see, I was expecting a movement to the downside right in here, as you can see, right? Basically, what I might take a look at now, a next possibility to somewhere around here, around the 25 for a little last minute bounce, just to make sure that we don't totally lose the floor. But if we do it, I mean, again, we're going to be flashing or crashing somewhere around this area. And RB Piper, remember, we were talking about together this area here, 21,800, and you were saying somewhere around 20-ish, which I did say that since this trend line is going down, the farther that we move ahead, the lower the target will be. At this point, I'm looking for... Yep, go ahead.
If we're going to go down to that level, though, then you might as well go ahead and take a look at this chart here, because if we're going to go down to that level, you got to assume that we're going down to another level here. Let me pull it up and show you.
Yes.
Because we have an open CME gap down there still, and I got to pull up that chart. That's dominance. It's going to be BTC1. I'll just pull it up and look for it here. BTC1.
I
Crypto.
think
Thank you. You have it?
I think I have it. Is it dominance, right?
No, not dominance. The CME futures.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have that?
No, I don't have it on my settings here.
All right, let me go ahead and pull it up on mine then.
Absolutely.
I got it here in my long list of stuff over here, but I want to show this because I think that it's going to be very relevant. That's Bitcoin dominance. That is not it there either. That's all of my trade swap levels.
In the meantime, you get the chart here. Let me jump right into...
Yeah, go ahead. Do
here.
your thing. Go ahead and do your thing, and then I'll pull this up.
Absolutely. Just let me know whenever you're ready, and we jump back to your charts. So just a little quick reminder, if you want to watch this class again, or you want to take a look at any of the classes that we have daily, or the TA Talks, just go over the OCG or the OC Guy. That is my YouTube channel. Give it a like, share it, and make sure that you get a little bit of a feedback on the classes that we take a look at here. You could be following a couple of important steps or tips and tricks that I teach on the shorts, or you can see the full TA Talk shows in here. I also will be working on a couple of class shorts, so you can have it. But most importantly are these 3 classes. If you are thinking into jumping into Chart Prime, or you are already in Chart Prime, I do advise you to come here and take a look at the Monday Chart Prime class number 1, this one, and then jump to this other one. These are the 2 most important classes. Please take a look at those to fill you up on what we have and how to use it. So at this point, we're taking a look at my strategy for long-term scenarios. So far has had 0 downtime, basically giving us all entries. Remember, this is exclusively Bitcoin for longs, right? And I'm using a free indicator in here, which if I double click on it, you'll see that the name of it is Hash Ribbon by Caproli Investment. This is a free indicator, but I use it along my prime oscillator. At my prime oscillator, what I'm looking for an uptrend 45-degree angle on my ribbon, right? Which at this point I was having till we failed. So that is the number 1 thing that I'm looking for. The second point of confluence that I'm looking for, it's any color circle like that. So again, as you can see, I keep expecting any color or any color circle here to happen. And lastly, a strong uptrend or a buy signal. Whenever I see those 3 points of confluence, I'll be jumping in for a long. So it's not there yet. It's cooking, but not quite there yet. So I don't know, RB Piper, do you have the charts with you?
I have it up. Yeah. Shout out to Magician. He reminded me it's BTC1 exclamation point. Problem was I was looking under crypto and it doesn't fall under crypto because it's a futures thing. So there it is, guys. This is what I'm watching. We do have a CME gap coming in right now down here at about 26,370 to 26,250. So there's a small one there, but we've got a big one here that's coming in. The top range on that at 21,245. The bottom of that is coming in at 20,315. So what this would be doing, according to CME gap closure, gapping down is what that's called. we would probably come down here. I bet we get a little wick down below this to close out these longs, grabbing that liquidity, and then pull up, get everybody bullish again that we close the gap. But everyone's going to be forgetting about this one down here. So if we're going to be going that low, I'm looking at 20,300 to have this gap closed, which is coming in from back on March 10th of this year. So there's still a huge CME gap. And a lot of times, guys, these do get closed out. You had one here on the chart, and we came all the way down, closed that out there on this run right there before it came back up. So that's what you want to watch for, those CME gaps. And that's what we have down there. Again, 20,300 in that range. So if we're going down as low as what you're saying on your trend line, then why not wick down there and grab that, close that gap out. And while you're at it, maybe grab a lot of liquidity by playing around with price manipulation there. So
absolutely, completely agree on that. I mean, guys, it's something that I think is important to note is that, here we go, sorry, is that basically, as you can see, I mean, Piper's and my style are very different. But funny enough, both of our styles, since they're pretty different, they usually come to the same long-term results. So I think that's something that really amazes me because he pulled something. Yep, go on.
That is why you and I made the most money ever when we were on here daily together.
Yes. Yes.
Because our confluence together was amazing. We have a very good chemistry when it comes to reading charts, doing TA, and getting those trades in. So we're gonna get back to it now that I'm back in the game. OC, we're back in it to win it. So let's do it.
Perfect. Absolutely. So let me just jump into a little bit to help you out, guys, in talking about ranges and how to trade them. Just to, especially for the people that are not prime, let me give you a little bit of a taste of what we teach in these classes. So we go over how to trade ranges, and we have a strategy dedicated to make a profit, a big profit on ranges. Guys, for the premium members, give me a thumbs up if you like our strategy of trading the range. But let's go over this area and let's figure out and let's take a look at how this ranging is playing out. So let me move just a little bit aside to this one, and I'm going to be drawing a fake ranging here. So the same range that we have here. So what we're looking at this point is going to be the center of the range. Again, you can take this range by going into the charts in here, charting chart prime, and then going into the smart money range and add it to the charts. Usually you're going to have the big range. So I do advise to configure it. Nonetheless, let me just continue with my explanation here. So what we're looking at this point, and where is the color? Here we go, white. It is the range actually finding a decision and snapping and rejecting from the middle point. In fact, if you recall what Army Piper was mentioning, so closing the CME gap in here, then flipping back down, having again resistance, start knocking on the bottom of the range, and then break through, and then going to find the trend line, the order block, or what we had basically all the way down there on Bitcoin. So just be prepared, guys. Be prepared, because look at also where our other order blocks heading. I think this is too far of a push. I don't think that we're going to be getting to 16 or anything like that, but I do see a 20K targets, 20K-ish targets to be reached. So yeah, I mean, that's all that I got for Bitcoin and S&P 500. What would you like to take a look at, guys? Or Army, would you like to maybe do some coin hunting, or maybe some?
I want to know from the people in the chat, if you guys are in here watching this right now and you're not premium subscribers, let me know in the chat down here. Let me know in the chat down here. I see Ada Ace. Yeah, just put a 1 in the chat. Let me know if you guys are just watching and not. You can't see the video. Video's playing, man. You got to click on it. You might have to refresh your Discord. It's playing good. It's on your end, bro.
Also, make sure
you guys are... go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Make sure to hover over my name to the left, and you'll see watch stream. Click on that. Maybe that could be what you're missing.
Could be. Very possible. Usman, I see ya. Ada Ace, I see ya. Yeah, I'm just curious how many are traditional non-premium members. Not that you're not premium. I think every person is premium, but you're not premium subscribers. So Oh, Ada's on the phone. It still works on the phone, Ada. You always have issues with Discord. You and Discord don't get along. So yeah, guys, that's
You're prime, Reggie.
I'm prime, Rick. Yes, you are, Rick. That's Rick Wilson there, Reggie Classics. He follows me everywhere too, so it's awesome every time I'm somewhere. So, let's see here. Yeah, let us know. We got CAS, WMT. That's that world market coin, I believe. A gold, Cardano future price. Can it go to $10? I'm very bullish on Cardano. But I think that we've got to see some changes. World Mobile Token. That's it. I think that we've got to see some changes in the economy. I think 2024 is going to be when we first start to see the reversal in the bullishness of the markets. Even on the CME calls for Fed rate hikes, we're already starting to see some bumping up in the percentage chances of another rate hike coming sometime between November and December. So,
all right. I do have a CAS analysis that we took a look at a couple of classes ago. Should we jump into it?
Go for it.
Perfect. So guys, let's jump into CAS. Here we go. As you can see, the same of the ranging scenarios that I'm talking about. At this point, we are on daily. And we're on daily because we have a massive uptrend. And I do remember Reggie was mentioning that we have a ton of pushing pressure or a ton of hype behind CASP. So yeah, I mean, that is worth noting. So despite we have an up-ranging triangle or basically a rising wedge, which usually is bearish, at this point, we're seeing a push to the upside, right? So I'm not saying that we're going to be breaking to the upside. I'm not saying that we're going to be breaking to the downside. What I'm saying is that I do see that momentum actually playing on the favor of keep building this pattern. So remember what I just explained about the ranges. The same thing happened with triangular patterns. Look at that. As you can see on this drawing, we can start seeing how at the last moment we start making a push to the upside. And as we are analyzing this section, look at that. This is my prediction. You see that? My analysis, it's basically flipping back up to make the second push for the top. And then when we are there, at this point, I even made a prediction on timing, which at this point, I'm going to be updating a couple of days ahead because I believe that we could be just being a little bit too early on that prediction. Here we go. We need to make the next analysis once we get there. So far, we are above dynamic reactor. Look at our prime score. We are at 9. We are in very high consolidation, and we can see that consolidation actually happening as we expected it. And then we're looking for the flip up, the rebound at support for the next long entry, or at the movement and hit at the top for flip up the rebound overbought for a short. So that's what I had on CAS. What do you think on that, Arnie Piper?
Yeah, I think that's a good call on that. I've got WMT pulled up too, and then we're going to pull up. Hey, what's up there?
Hey, what's up?
Charts. There we go. And then we're going to take a look at Ada here in a second. Not Ada Ace in the chat. Him. Ada, I don't know what's going on in your end, bro. Everybody should be able to see this. You just got to click on the thing and open it up. Everyone else is being able to see it. So, guys, continue to try to walk Ada Ace on target out there. Taking a look at World Mobile Token here, WMT by request. We did have a nice pattern here. This is going to be a falling wedge pattern that was going on here. That's a green and red line. This is coming to us off of the Market Dynamics Pro indicator. You can see here that we did have a confirmed breakout of that, giving us that indication there. Retest on the trend assistant along with the top of that line, because that's what we do. We wait for the retest, giving us a move following that retest of as high as 28%, 29%. Currently, right now, still 22% up from that entry call. Did get a strong call here also for a strong buy indicator. That would have been back here on 24 September. And then we got a nice, again, retest on the dynamic reactor before it came up again. I will point out a couple of things here. We did get the red check mark that printed here. That means that it is a indication of, hey, this is probably a good time to take your profit and get out. That's what that red is, but we have not printed a max profit yet. There is a possibility that this could still go up. However, when I look at the money flow, we are pretty pegged high on this. RSI Prime does look like it's poised to come down again. And this is looking at the trend fusion oscillator. Let's go take a look at the MVP oscillator and see what it's saying here.
Yeah. Also, I see a possibility for a bearish divergence there. I mean, just my grain of salt.
Yeah, absolutely. You can pull that up in a second. We'll talk about that too. But yeah, right now, guys, we're looking. Here's that MP that I was talking about, that max profit indicator that I want to see up here first before I get fully bearish on it. We did have a strong sell indicator. There was the max profit line that I printed. So now we're on the way back up here. Looking at the RSI Prime, though, it is poised to come down. And on the MVP, there's no volume here to show that, hey, it's a good time to get in. Like right here, this says, hey, guys, bright green on the volume candles down here. Probably the bottom pretty much was, even though it went sideways for a long time there. Let's go do some traditional TA here. The stuff that I like to teach a lot in my on my show and on a course that I've got coming up called Piper Academy. It's the actual TA 101 course that OC and I are diligently working on the editing for. So let's go and let's get a little fibs here. I want to go from the bottom here up to the top here, and then we'll do this reversal also. We had a double bottom here, 1-to-1. Right now, currently getting rejected on the 50% line. Anything below the 50% line, I consider it to be bearish. Anything above the 50% line, I consider it to be bullish. Right now, retesting today in the last 12 hours on the golden pocket of that. Let's go ahead and run this from the top to bottom, and let's see how we're sitting there. Bring it up to this wick, this crazy wick that we had here. Yeah, guys, right there, 50% again, no matter how you slice it. We're sitting in the bearish zone for all of this under that 50% mark. And if we do not get above that, I suspect that this probably is going to come back and revisit 236. If we want to see what the fixed range volume profile is on this, to see where we're looking at for our value area high, value area low, and point of control, I'm going to come over here. We're going to grab this fixed range volume profile here. We're going to run it from this, because this was the last range that we had right there. We're going to run that. Don't do that. Thank you. Thank you. Don't do that. That was the last range that we had before we broke down. So we're going to run it from the top here to the current, and let's see what we got. Yep, there you go. Let's throw that Fibonacci back on there, and let's see what we're looking at for that point of control in confluence with this point of control here. It's going to be a little bit below that 236 that I was talking about. So if it comes down to the 236, expect one of these crazy wicks that it's famous for to come down and hit that point of control right there in about 10.7 cents. So back to you, OC.
Absolutely. Let's so perfect. Let's see, because I really want to make a shout out for you guys. We are 26 members today joining the TA Talk. That is great. That is huge. I love you guys. Thank you so much for participating. Remember that this show could not be possible without you guys, so without your support. So we try to work hard to bring you what's happening in the markets, to give you quality content, and also to give you a couple of great analysis. So what should we take a look at next? The position, WMT channel. Yep.
ADA. Someone asked about ADA earlier.
Let's take a look at that. And let's do ADA. Here we go. So ADA, what time frame? At this point, again, we're still within the same range that we were looking at. As you can see, we have a prediction in here. We already have taken TP number 2. And let's see what is up next. As you can see, look at that, almost exactly as we were predicting it, although this was a 4-hour analysis. So let's keep it up and see what it gets for us. So at the 4-hour, we have a strong uptrend, right? So that, remember guys, it is not about the breakout, it is about the retest. Let me clean up a little bit of my spaghetti pattern that I have in here, just like Reggie calls it.
I'll say that's kind of messy there.
Yes, I tend to do that on my charts. Yeah, Reggie calls it my spaghetti pattern, and we can see a clear pattern formation there. If you are not using our our pattern detecting system, guys, you should. It is crazy powerful. Look at that. Beautiful breakout. We're going for the retest. We have a little bit of confluence in there. We have dynamic reactor. We have an order block. And we have basically the retest on the strong. The only thing that we're waiting for is a flip of the ribbon on the oscillator at support for a long. Just be careful, guys. Be careful, guys, because remember, everything is looking bearish. I mean, the prime score is looking bullish. The consolidation is very low. But if we break back inside this pattern, what would that mean, guys? I mean, we studied that yesterday, and if I do recall correctly, for the premium members that were on yesterday, yes, we go down at the bottom of the pattern. If we break back inside, the possibilities are pointing for revisiting the bottom of that pattern. So let me turn back things on. Let's see, where did we enter? We enter on the retest in here. I was expecting to enter somewhere here. We enter here perfectly. We take TP number 1, and then TP number 2 basically was hitting here. Let me clear this up so we can redraw a couple of stuffs in here. So what I'm looking at, it is the flip of the ribbon. If we break back below and we don't see flip of the ribbon, most likely our next confluence zone will be our next entry zone. Also, if you are not part of the premium community, you may not be hearing, or you may have not heard about my head and shoulder lines. It's basically a rebake of support and resistances, but taking it a look at in a different way. So what I'm looking at this point is basically the fail point of the expected target for an uptrend, right? That's why I'm drawing my line at the top of it and not at the bottom of it. So let me just make it a little bit thicker so we can see it here. Here we go. And then increase the opacity. I think that's fine. And then when I start seeing that the next high is not reaching the what I was expecting, the expected target, well, then I call that the fail point of the uptrend. Then I do have my next high, and then I also have my first low in here. So what I gotta be doing, it's redrawing another line in here. And let me remove this other one so we can have a clear entry expectation in here. And as you can see, we could be having a fifth wave fail or a dead cat bounce happening in here as we reach up here. So be careful for that, because yes, it is not about the breakout, it's about the retest. But this retest is in trouble at this point because Bitcoin, it's looking bearish. So what are your thoughts on that, Army Piper?
Yeah, I think it does look pretty bearish, man. It's like I said, I'm pretty bearish across all the markets right now. So
yeah,
I'm actually sitting on a ton of cash at making 4.9% right now. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm waiting for these lower lows to come in before I start to get into some more investing. And I'm looking for an account because I couldn't trade on BitGet anymore because they KYC'd in the US and blocked us all. So I got two choices. I could either get a Palau residence card, which you can do digitally. It costs like $279, and you're a digital resident of the nation of Palau. Or I'm trying to check out some Mexi. Somebody said Mexi should be good here in Texas, so I'll have to check that one out. So got to get me another account so I can start shorting, because I had to close out all of my trades in profit in order to get all of my money out of BitGet when they did that. So
I see. Let's take a look at here, because I see Regis sharing a little bit on his own analysis. Let's take a look at what Reggie also has for us in here. So let me let me know, guys, if we can see correctly the Rigi Classics analysis. And my side monitor just went down. I only got. Oh, come on. Here we go. I only got in today. Was collected a few hours ago. 0.2578. My Matic short is running away with itself, entering this morning at 0.5884. Gravity, it's on MOFO. Yep. So as XRP. All right. So we have XRP here, and he's looking, I believe, daily. And what is it? 4 hours on Maxi or something. Just fill me up on that, Rigi, just to make sure. That was my last night. So weak. Didn't even reach higher. All right. I see. So as you can see, look at that bouncing here, right? Which again could not be a meaningful bounce. That's why going back into ADA, despite we are bullish on trend because we are still above dynamic reactor, because we are in prime score, we could be looking at a scalping scenario for a long entry. But be very, very careful, because look at this head and shoulder line. This is how I call my inverted support or trend lines, right? Head and shoulder lines, because usually they give you a head and shoulders formation. Look at this, and could be the next one. So basically you can start guessing where the neckline will be up ahead, basically giving you 1 or 2 steps ahead in the market. So just be careful on that one. As Army Piper is mentioning, all the markets are looking bearish, especially when we take a look at the traditional markets. And we need to start moving with caution around the markets.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's not looking too awesome. So
yes. So basically, we are almost at the end of the show. 12:01 for midday for myself. Do we like to take a look at anything else before we run out of?
Yes, Ben Redden asked for AGLD.
Perfect.
It's my roadie out there in the Netherlands. Got to take care of him,
Absolutely.
Let's see here. AGLD on Binance. What time frame do you want me to check out? Are you looking for a trade entry there, or are you a short? You're looking at shorting? Okay, let's go see what we have here.
Also, Rigi asked for gold, so I'm going to be taking a look at gold in the meantime you make that analysis. Does that sound good?
No, he's asking if the AGLD is adventure gold.
Oh. Sorry for that.
Yep. Okay. Short. Yeah, Piper got it. Yeah. Okay. So let me go do some traditional TA here first. I want to pull up a daily chart here. Actually, let's do a 12-hour chart here. And let's do some Fibonacci's here. Man, this is a nasty, weird-looking chart. I see why you're shorting this. Let me go here and let's see. Because we're just really back in range. First, let me do a fixed range volume profile here first. I think that's going to give us a lot more info. And yeah, we're sitting right here. I would look for an entry on the short here, honestly, about around 0.689.
You're in the share.
For the value area high there. Oh, yeah. Hey, that helps, huh? Screen Piper. He yells at me all the time in my share too. Looking here at about 0.689 for the value area high. This is a fixed range volume profile going all the way back here. You'll see the point of control right there. I would suspect that this is probably going to come back and revisit that quite soon. If we go and look at a 4 hour, since you're looking for a short entry trade, I want to go here and move my fixed range volume profile. Delete. Grab a new one. And let's just do this from back here over to here. It's probably going to be close to the same. We're at the point of control right now, bouncing on it. I would wait on this, bro. I would seriously look at this 6-7 line here on the short time frame, 4 hour, to see how that plays out. You can see this was previous support there. Let me get my marker. There we go. Previous support there and then resistance. So right now it's sitting above the point of control. very likely if it does make it back, that it's going to get a rejection on the 674 to come back down to that. Maybe a quick little scalp trade there. Let's go see what we have for Fibonacci's. Delete fibs. See where we are in this. Yeah, that 6-7 range would be right around the 382. 6-9 range would be the 50%. So there you go. And that's what I'd be watching for in levels there. Let's turn on Chart Prime and see what Chart Prime's telling us. Oh, I'll put this back on 12s. Massive order block up there of sell-off. We have a sell indicator right now on it. I would look for us to come back up and reject. We did get a bounce on the trend assist, but right now it looks like we're at the dynamic reactor. We pull that up even more. Mirror you. Yeah, we're at the dynamic reactor. If we break this dynamic reactor on the 12-hour here and get beneath it, look for a retest on that to short that again, possibly coming down to the trend assist. So that's going to be coming in currently on the 12-hour at about 0.587, 0.589 in that range. So 12-hour hidden bull divergence will pull the train, make double top at a 0.5 rejection on premium, at premium on A gold. I think you're going to be hard pressed to get up that high, brother. It's possible, but with the sentiment going on right now of the markets in general, I think it's going to be hard pressed to get up to that 0.5. Oh, let me pull up the oscillators. He said, pull up your oscillators, Piper.
He's keeping track. He's on track.
On the 12-hour, on the MVP, we absolutely do have. Man, I'd be very careful with this trade at all, bedridden, because there is so much competing bullishness and bearishness on this chart. The volatility is looking nasty on this. Bullishness, yeah, we're at the bottom of the RSI. Yes, we have the green candles on the MVP. If we go in and take a look at the prime oscillator, we do have two double hidden bull divergences there, and it is low. This is a tough one. I don't know that I would trade this. I would be trading something with much better confluence overall, and with a small cap like this. I mean, what is the market cap on 8 gold? Anybody know offhand? It did hit the dynamic reactor on the daily. You're right there too. I'm going to go on this one, Magician, and if I'm wrong and you're right, I'll find out where you live someday and show up to my dinner. I think this is going to have downside, not upside. It is very high risk.
Hell,
$8 billion market cap. Elgato Crypto, what's up, brother?
By the way, I got the logos that you mentioned that you were requested. I already have them ready to send it to you. After this class, I'm going to be reaching you for the sharing of those logos, buddy.
Hey, I got a phone call coming in, OC. Can you pull me off screen for a second?
Absolutely. So, guys, let me know what else should we be taking a look at in the meantime. We have a little bit more, just a tiny couple of minutes, just till Army Piper comes back and we wrap it up. Let's take a look at a couple of things. QNT, absolutely. So 80 million supply. Let's take a look at QNT, right? So first of all, let me look for it. So QNT, and all right, we had, I think we have an ongoing analysis, isn't it? Let me take a look at it. Perfect. All right. So let me pull up my charts in here for you guys to watch, and let me see. Here we go, guys. So we have QNT. We're looking at daily. It seems like we are into a range, basically playing out pretty nicely. That range still pretty bearish, so be careful on that. Again, we have a megaphone formation here. Let me clear this up a little bit so we can see a little bit better here. Let me get started with the order block since we don't have anything like too relevant in there. And then the multi-time transfer bar resistance. We can see the megaphone in here by those. It's hitting new lows. It missed my long entry by 15 cents. Oh, pretty accurate then, but almost there. Almost as it usually happens. Sometimes happens, sorry. So let's take a look at the multi-time transfer bar resistance. Look at that. Or even better, let me see where is my multi-time transfer bar resistance. Here we go. Multi-time transfer bar resistance. Let me configure it since we're on daily. Let me take a look at what we carry here. So local. All right. Good. So let's go over 4 hour time frame to have a better perspective here. Pretty bearish, getting ready for a bounce, but not quite there yet. What's happening at this point? And really, that's terrible. Yes, basically hitting for that few of couple of cents. That's usually very frustrating. I've been looking for swing fills, setting orders behind them. Yes, but look at that. I mean, look at where's the megaphone also happening and where is the trend line happening here. So if we are getting out or breaking that discount zone with that swing fill pattern, we are going to be in deep trouble. And in fact, it's kind of like happening the same thing. So let me call back what we call DNA or fingerprint of an asset, because take a look at what happened here. So we were basically also in a range, that range. Oh, come on. Here we go. Let me just fix this one here. Pretty nice. All right. So we were basically in a range. In that range, we can see we have a support acting like the midpoint. When we start breaking below, breakthrough, retest, and off we go. Nothing new there. But what I really want to bring to your attention, guys, it is, and let me clear this up, it is this pattern formation, what's happening right here on the oscillator. So I want to take a look at this section and also want to take a look at this section. Why? Because look at what's happening here. So the pattern that I'm seeing in here, so let's call this point A. On point A, hey, what's up?
I'm back.
Great.
And your camera shut off.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, your camera shut off. Yep.
Oops.
Look, I leave for 2 minutes to answer a phone call.
Oh, come on. This thing. That's what you do.
Just so.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, my son's on his way home from work. He asked what I wanted for lunch, so.
Oh, I see. Perfect.
Yeah. Got a loan, the kid
We are back.
buys you lunch. There you go. Hey, welcome back, OC. We missed you.
You go for a phone call and we all got together. We all disappeared. Tacos, hey, yes. Please, some tacos. Love carnitas asadas tacos. Love it. So,
All right, so finish up there.
Absolutely. So basically what I'm analyzing down here is the oscillator behavior, right? So I'm looking at this flat-ish or this reversal, and then at the last minute, this little hump reversing back down. Look at what happened at this point and how did that affected the price action. Look at that beautiful movement to the downside. So further move to the downside. Let's take a look at this itty bitty hump that we had it here. So basically it brings us back down a little bit farther. So let's take a look at this other itty bitty hump that we had in here and again move us down farther. And what's happening at this point, having that little itty bitty hump. So be careful because if we break the discount zone, there's nothing to hold us till this confluence zone at 78.9. So yes, it's looking like could be retracing, but your retrace could be only like a scalping section here. So be careful on that, Reggie. That's what I'm looking at the 4 hour. And on daily, it's also not looking that good because we have a 0 line rejection. We're bouncing from it. And again, standing behind my previous analysis, this could be a bounce to keep moving downside.
Would have been a nice quick buck. Absolutely, Reggie. It would have. You can bring my camera back on, OC.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at that one.
And I think we can head on out of here. I think you covered everything.
Perfect. Yes.
So, I appreciate you having me on, man. I'm going to be back here every week with you.
Perfect. That is amazing. Love it. Love it. So
hey, reminder, guys, don't forget to join Piper Academy on YouTube right here every morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, live. So
exactly. I was about to say that. Could you basically run us through your webpage and share the link again so we can have it on hand? That will be amazing. Here we go, Dean.
Ben Reddy just dropped it there for me already because he's gotten my partner over there in the Netherlands. him and Lex G, the old OGs here in my circle. So, yeah, that's where you got to go. Check out the one this morning. I had some great content on there this morning for what's going on in the markets. And yeah, you guys are going to enjoy it, I hope. And, it's going to be growth. By the way, the channel itself, when it gets monetized, the channel itself is going to start offering a monthly membership. It's going to be like $5. That's it. It's not going to be anything big. However, the channel is never going to make me any money. 100% of the monetization that the channel makes on memberships, super chats, and ad money is going to go back to the community. I'm going to start an account called a community coffer, and all members of that have been a member for 3 months or longer will be eligible to win money out of the coffer and stuff like that. So I'm going to do stuff like that. It'd be fun. No, I'm not going back to Investing Bros because I'm doing a morning show and I can't do an afternoon show. And because of Tim's timeline, I can't do anything on the morning there. So, yeah, I'm going back. I'm not doing their trade wars. They reached out to me. I told them I don't have time to do the trade wars on Debate Crypto, but they absolutely did reach out to me on that. I told them I've got too many things going on right now. And I'm trying to get back into the fire, but I can't jump in fully with everything and just not have any time. I still got family things going on. I told them maybe next time. So, also be starting next week sometime, I will be broadcast also on Hit Network 24/7. So I will be broadcast. My show will also be simulcast onto that channel, which is going to be pretty cool. That I'm partnering up with them, and you'll see me around several places. I'm going to be getting back out there again. So if you make my screen full screen, I've got my little outro clip that I'll play for everybody from my show to lead us out. All right, guys, we're going to check you guys out tomorrow. I hope to see you over there on my show. And if not, we'll catch you guys back here next week on TA Talk. Until then, everybody, trade safe. And as always, stay primed.
That was awesome, dude.